Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me. Again, my name is Mark Cagle with Mindful Life Counseling, and if you've followed me so far, then you've watched the first three parts of the series, How to Get More of What You Want from Your Partner. All right, in the first video, I talked about how you have to ask for it. Right? You can't be upset about not getting something that you didn't ask for. But then I went on to explain that you have to have healthy self-esteem. Right? In the second video, we talked about having healthy boundaries, both as an individual and from the outside in. Then in video 3, we put those first two concepts together to form what Terry Real refers to as the relationship grid. And then I alluded to the 5 losing strategies. These are again adapted from Terry Real's book, The New Rules of Marriage. So the first losing strategy that I'm going to talk to you about today is being right. So a lot of times when couples argue, they marshal their evidence and try their case. Right? They try to convince the other person that they're right, the other person is wrong, and everything would be just fine if we could all agree and move on. Right? It's an attempt to resolve our differences by eradicating them. If you see things the way I see them, then there will be no conflict. Everything will be right in the world. The only problem is the more you try to convince your partner that you're right, probably the more they try to convince you that they're right, and you both become entrenched in your own positions. Right? Who's right? Who's wrong? Who cares? Remember that in intimate partner relationships, there is no objective reality. There are two subjective realities, and both of them are valid and true, despite their discrepancies. The second losing strategy is controlling your partner. So getting your partner to do something is a losing strategy. Even if in the moment you're able to bully your way through and get what you want, your partner will likely make you pay for it later. Right? If you're the partner who goes along with what's being asked of you or demanded of you, then you'll acquiesce, but you'll resent it, right? And that'll often lead to passive aggression and retaliation, which we'll talk more about in a moment. The third losing strategy, according to Terry Real, is what he refers to as unbridled self-expression. He also calls this the barf bag approach to intimacy. Here, hold this. I feel better now. All right, this is the train car approach. Right, when I have couples who are in the midst of trying to be right, they also sometimes resort to unbridled self-expression. In that this is the you did this yesterday, you did this 2 weeks ago, a month ago you did this, 5 years ago you did that, you never, you always, you're such a... Right? This is the I'm sharing my thoughts in an unfiltered manner, and I feel better because I'm expressing myself, and I don't really care if my words cause you harm or hurt. In fact, sometimes I may even want them to, which brings us to our fourth losing strategy, which is retaliation. This is I'm hurt and I want you to hurt the same way, maybe even more. Right? It's a twisted way of communicating. Right? The hope here is that if I can hurt you as much as you've hurt me, then maybe you'll understand. The problem is that no one learns empathy by being hurt, right? When we hurt our partner, it may lead them to the fifth losing strategy, which is withdrawal, right? And there are many different types of withdrawal in a relationship. You can withdraw on many different levels, right? Sometimes couples tend to fight about the same topic again and again and again, whether it's sex, finances, in-laws, the kids. Eventually, one or both partners may decide that we're just not going to talk about this anymore. If every time we fight about X, then X is just off the table. Right? Obviously, withdrawal is never going to get you more of what you want. In fact, it may lead to more resentment and a deeper wedge. Right? So you can withdraw from a topic. You can also withdraw from a certain aspect of your relationship. Right? There are countless articles online about sexless marriages where one partner has withdrawn from sexual intimacy in their relationship. And then you can also withdraw from the relationship as a whole. You can become disengaged, disenchanted, and simply coexist. Right? There are many couples that I work with who have gotten to the point where they're good co-parents, they're good business partners, but they're no longer romantic or intimate with one another. One or both of them has withdrawn from the relationship. Right? Now, what Terry Real says is that all couples, all individuals do this to a certain extent. Right? And it's not that they're bad or that they're wrong. In fact, they're trying to achieve safety and security. Right? When we feel threatened, when we're overwhelmed, flooded, stressed, whatever you want to call it, our survival instinct kicks in. Right? So being right is again an attempt to eradicate differences. It's to calm down, right? Controlling your partner is an attempt to diffuse the frustration. Even unbridled self-expression. If I can just unload, then I'll feel better and I'll feel safer. Right? Retaliation, if I hurt you as much as you hurt me, then maybe you'll stop. Right? And then withdraw, right? Putting up a wall in order to protect oneself. Unfortunately, though these 5 strategies are common, they're not helpful. That's why they're called losing strategies. The good news is that once you determine what your losing strategy profile is, Terry Real refers to as your LSP, then you know what to not do, right? The first step in correcting an issue is to acknowledge it and know what it is you're dealing with. Once you know what not to do, then you can move on to what to do, which will continue next week. So thanks again for joining me. And next week, I'll be talking to you about 5 winning strategies. See you then.